Hey everybody, so today I'm going to show you guys a quick tutorial on how to make a memory wire choker necklace. So if that's something you would like to learn, then keep watching. Let's dive right in, everybody. First, you're going to need wire cutters, needle nose pliers, flat nose pliers, an assortment of beads of your choice. You're going to need a charm for your centerpiece, some memory wire, which I've already pre-cut. It usually comes in a large bunch like this. And you need an open jump ring, and you can do or do without the chain links. I'm going to show you a unique design that I've come up with. I've never seen anybody else do it, but if you have, definitely let me know, because I think I made it up, but who knows, maybe somebody else is already doing it out there as well. So, with that being said, grab your supplies or just keep watching and save the video for later when you do get everything that you need. First thing we're going to do is measure and cut our memory wire. So I've already pre-measured mine. One way you can do it is to take the end of the memory wire and just kind of gently go around and feel with your fingers, and then just cut wherever the point goes around your neck. Another way you can do it, which is a little bit safer, is using flexible measuring tape and just measure around your neck, and then take the flexible measuring tape along your memory wire and then just cut to the measurement that you need. So I'm gonna show you guys down at my table here. I've readjusted my camera a little bit so that hopefully you guys can see better. So I'm going to take the very edge of my memory wire, my needle nose pliers, and I'm going to place the wire towards the end of the tip of my needle nose, because I want to make a small loop, and this is the end loop, so that the beads don't come off of my necklace. So I started making a little loop here, if you can see it. There you go, a little bit. And so I just readjusted my wrist so that I'm not putting myself in any awkward position. So when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you're really pushing hard, because it does take quite a bit of force. So here's what I got. It's pretty flush. If it wasn't, then I would have taken my flat nose and just give it a little bit more push. But I am gonna make sure that it's touching my wire here on the inside, so that it's flat basically. So hopefully that makes sense. It is kind of hard to see. Alright, so there you go. Now that we have that, we can start putting our beads on, and that will stop them from coming off. We're gonna start putting our necklace together. So what you're gonna do is take your chain, and you're gonna put the wire into the very last loop, and we're gonna keep it close here. We're not gonna bring it all the way around, and I'll show you why in a sec. So let's go ahead and put our first bead on. So now we have the chain and the bead, and what you're going to do is bring the chain around your bead, and you're just gonna put one of the links through so that it wraps around your bead like that. Okay, and then you're gonna put on another bead, and then same thing. You're gonna take your chain, and that's why we're working close to the edge here, which I know it can be kind of tricky. Just have to be careful so that they don't fall off, but this is the only way that you can get this design, because if you just put it all the way, all your beads to the very end, you wouldn't be able to get this chain around. So I'll show you one more time, and then I'm just gonna fast forward to our centerpiece. So put your bead on, take your chain, put one of the loops in so that it just goes nicely around your bead there, and then it's starting to look like something. So I'm gonna go ahead, fast forward, and then I'll meet you guys for the centerpiece. Gotten to the point where I'm ready to put on my bee charm. So first we have to put the jump ring onto the bee charm. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. You're going to take your jump ring in your flat nose pliers and you're going to twist with your flat nose, and then you're just going to push with your fingers so that it has an opening like so. Then you're going to take your little charm and you're going to put it in the loop so that it is inside. And then what I usually do is I'll hold my charm and then I'll take my flat nose and just flatten that opening and push it together. And that usually gets it pretty close, but you'll probably still have a slight opening, so then you're just going to do what you did in the first place and just twist with your flat nose, push with your fingers until you get it so that it's nice and flush. And hopefully, yeah, you can see that pretty good. Alright, so there we go. So now we're ready to put our bee charm on, but before that, I have a design idea where we're gonna have the bee as the centerpiece, but I also want this chain to sort of loop around the bee to make just a really, like a unique design. I think it'll look pretty good. So first, I'm just gonna put two yellow beads without wrapping the chain around them, just so that I can create some distance. Alright, so I put two without the chain, and then I'm going to put my bee, and then two more beads without the chain, so that we have that. And now I'm just gonna measure using my eyes here, and then I'm gonna put the chain link through the memory wire and then just create this nice like drapey effect. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to push my beads towards the end again. You do have to like shimmy it a little bit, so be patient with yourself. If you did choose to try out this design, I promise it will be worth it, even though it's pretty tedious, not gonna lie. Go ahead and use your eyes to do a quick measure, and then just send that link through. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna try to show you. Here's what I have going on. Shoop. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue here. So I'm gonna fast forward and meet you guys back at the end. So while you're beading your choker, if you run into the problem of you got to the end of your chain link, maybe you didn't cut enough chain, first what you're gonna do is just cut up until the chain link that is actually on your wire. So right here, I only have to cut off one link. So I'm gonna cut that link off, and then I'm just going to add new wire. You really can't tell when this happens, so it's really a seamless fix. So definitely don't worry about it if you run out. I cut off that link that was just hanging off, and now I've just added my new chain, and I'm just gonna continue on. Just finished going around the necklace. It is all beaded up and ready to go. I did have to do quite a bit of shimmying just to get all the beads tightly close together. So now I just have to cut the chain link. So you're gonna cut the chain link that comes after the one that is on the metal wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and then we are going to create our last loop. Alright, so I left about that much room, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take my needle nose pliers and go towards the tip here, and then I'm just gonna push, and And then I'm gonna adjust my wrist so that I'm not putting it in awkward positions, and then just continue my wrap around so that I have a nice loop here. So I think I'm actually gonna trim that because it can definitely go in a little bit more. So let me just go ahead and trim that. All right, so I just gave it a little trim, and now I'm gonna take my needle nose pliers again and just curl it in a little bit more there. So here we have it. Now I'm just gonna take my flat nose and I'm just going to push it together so that it's nice and flush, and then just push it in a little bit so that it's nice and flat. So now we have our two ends here, and they should look somewhat like that. Making loops takes quite a bit of practice, so again, be patient with yourself. All right, let's check out the finished product. We have our chain links wrapped around the beads, so this is what it would look like if you did choose to do your chain links around the beads. I think it gives it a pretty unique effect, though it is pretty tedious and it takes a lot of patience and it does take quite a bit of time. However, you don't have to do the chain links either. You can just do the beads and you'll still make a beautiful necklace. And with that being said, I'm just gonna show you what it looks like on, and we're gonna wrap up. Here is your final product. I think it's so cute. I'm loving this drapey section. I think it just gives it a really special touch. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something, and please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and drop it in the comments below. Also, if you have any tutorials in the future that you would like to see as far as jewelry making goes, make sure to let us know, and I will definitely put it on the list and see what I'm capable of. So thank you so much, and have a beautiful day.